I'm Mike Belsito, co-founder of eFuneral. And if you visited eFuneral.com several months back and maybe you've just come back, say since Labor Day, you'll notice a lot's changed. And in fact, there's so much that's changed that I just want to get right into it. The first major piece that I'll mention is, aside from the site itself, we've expanded. In fact, we've now expanded into several markets throughout the country. Before, we were just testing in Ohio, different markets throughout Ohio like Cleveland, Columbus, Dayton. Now, our service is available in Detroit, the D.C. Baltimore area, Atlanta, San Francisco, even in Dallas and Houston and Texas, and Miami and Tampa and Florida. So now all of those major markets, you'll be able to find value through eFuneral. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, in each of those markets, you can actually start browsing eFuneral.com and you can see pricing information for funeral homes simply by viewing the funeral home's profile. Now, this is a major change because before we actually, you would have to go through and actually submit an inquiry, and then funeral homes would respond with quotes, and sometimes that process could take hours or even a couple of days. Now you could just browse the funeral home's profile, and you can actually see the pricing information that they've submitted. Now, the one thing I'll mention is we actually took a lot of time and collected this information by contacting funeral homes directly. If you're in any of those markets and you don't see pricing information for a specific funeral home, the only way that that would happen is if the funeral home downright refused to give it to us, which technically that's not legal. The Federal Trade Commission requires that every funeral home provide anybody that's calling with the general price list information, whether it's a consumer or another business. But we can't necessarily force anybody over the phone to literally give us that information. But the reason why, if you viewed a profile, you'll notice we indicate that the funeral home refused or did not provide it to us after calling several times. The reason why we're noting that in the profiles, we want you to know. If there's a funeral home that's not being forthright with making their information public, we feel you have a right to know, and that should play a role in the decision that you ultimately make. Now, what I will say is, pricing absolutely is not the only factor to consider. And even though we haven't gone live with this quite yet, in the next couple of weeks you'll notice we'll be enabling reviews. So you can actually read reviews from families that have left reviews for a specific funeral home. You can leave a review for that specific funeral home. So what we want to do is provide you with as much information so you can make an informed decision. And certainly some funeral homes will submit even additional information such as extra photos and videos and maybe package pricing and other things that they think are important to communicate why their service is a good one. So we invite you to look through those profiles, collect the information that you need, and we even created a few tools such as a comparison tool to allow you to do that more easily. One of the other major changes you'll notice is the design of the website. But aside from the design, it's really the type of design that we're using. It's called responsive design, and what this means is no matter what device you're accessing eFuneral.com, whether it's a desktop or a laptop computer or a mobile device or tablet, the website should actually be designed to fit whatever device you're using. So we did this because we thought it would be a lot more user-friendly, a lot easier for you to navigate, but we'd love to hear your feedback. And of course, if you email me at mike@efuneral.com, that feedback's going to go right to me. So we always invite you to do that. The other thing I want to mention is the introduction of eFuneral featured offers. Now, this is brand new and it's something that we're testing, but basically it allows you to access deals and discounts on products and services related to funeral planning. One of the pieces of feedback we got is that families are always looking to be able to save when it comes to planning funeral services, and so we thought introducing a service like this might help families save a little bit of money on services that they end up moving forward with that are sort of outside of the funeral home. So you'll notice deals on things like flowers and monuments and memorial stones and memorial jewelry and things like that. Take a look. Let us know your feedback. If there's types of things that you want to see in there that you currently don't see, let us know. We'd love that feedback. So overall, we feel like a lot of these changes are going to be super helpful to you. We still have the resources section, which has over 100 videos and articles that are helpful on topics related to funeral planning. And in fact, it looks a lot better at this point now too. But let us know your feedback. If there's anything that you don't see that you think we should be doing that we're not, definitely let me know.